fundraiser we have. So when we pass a hat, think about being a little bit generous because that's really the only thing we can do unless we come up with some kind of auction or some kind of option that anyone else can think of. And at this moment, it makes me think, does anybody have an idea how we could raise any money?
Passing the hat sounds great.
Passing the hat sounds great. Okay, does anybody have a hat? I see RC. Look at RC. He got a hat on. You're lucky. Is that a lucky hat? Yeehaw! All right. Let's pass RC's hat around. Okay, I'm going to get one notes.
Okay. Now, while she's getting her notes, I'd like to remind you, if you'd like to become a Czechoslovakian, on the second Saturday of June, second Sunday of June, the Hoshek Member Reunion has their reunion down in Pope, Texas. How many is this reunion for y'all?
87.
87. We're about 51 or 52. We're right behind you. We're crawling on your heels. But come on out. We've got barbecue chicken and all the good victuals and stuff. And Bonnie's going to come out. We're going to make her a check for the day.
I'll be there. This is the 87th reunion, by the way. Where is my friend and secretary, Kurt?
I'm right here. I've got a camera on you.
Come forward.
Does anyone know how to use this? Okay. Thank you.
Why don't we just run over some of the expenses that we have? It comes to about $1,000 to $1,100 a year to rent this, have a band, do the brisket, newsletters twice, and I'm going to give it to Kurt, and he's going to tell you blow by blow. Break it down.
No, we're reviewing the budget and stuff. We're trying to figure out how much it's costing for newsletters, and we have probably about 300 mail-outs that we kind of built up the newsletter a couple of years ago. So we have each time we send the newsletter out, we have about 300 people that we send them out to. And it's, with postage, with and the envelopes, the printing and stuff like that, it probably comes out to close to $1 per mail out, just about. So that's about $300 per time there. Where we're doing it twice, it's 600. That comes out to be. But we're trying to figure out how to cut expenses and things like that. But the band costs $300, and fortunately the food. I mean, it's what $150 for the food, for the meat and stuff to be purchased, and then the pavilion itself is only $35 and stuff. So those are some of the lesser expenses, but that's kind of how it's broken out. So it comes out to be about $1,200, I guess, with the tea, coffee, and all that kind of stuff. But
You got it?
Would someone count that for me? Bobby looks like a good guy to count that. It's nothing like counting cash in the wind.
But if he's been in Texas his whole life, he probably says one for them, one for me. That would count.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty good count there.
Oh, politician.
Oh, is that how it is in Texas? Thank you for correcting me on that.
Do any of you have any more financial questions that you'd like to ask? Because he's the man.
Maybe we cut it to one mail out.
One mail out?
Cut 300.
You want to do the mail out closest to the reunion that we're reminding you of the reunion, like in, I forgot when I did this one, end of February, March, something like that. Typically it's in April. Okay. Any other ideas? Woo! I see y'all are all paying astute attention here. Where would she send it to? Kurt Ewald.
Okay.
Yeah, I can give you my address.
Okay.
And if, please, all of you have signed up properly, because Joyce being one of the ones that, there are just people that aren't on the list, and we would how do we get them on the list if we don't know they exist? So if you would stop by on your way out to make sure Kurt knows what your current address is, current email address is, and all that stuff. It changes a lot for everyone. So if you do that, then we can contact you. Otherwise, there's just really no way to contact you.
Also, remind everybody there is a McDougall Facebook.
Yeah.
McDougall Reunion Facebook.
On Facebook.
McDougall Reunion
On Facebook.
on Facebook.
Which is how the younger kids do it.
Yeah, so we do have a Facebook account, or what do you call that? Address, account, page.
What about Twitter?
What about what?
I haven't done Twitter.
What about Twitter?
I don't know anything about it.
So I'm, okay, well, thank you for considering the hat, and before I get into other things, I'm going to let Larry McDougall, how much is it? We collected $611. That's good, but that's not there. Yes, sir.
I've got a suggestion. I'd be willing to donate about $200 of my product for next year, put them in baskets, and sell a chance for $5 for a basket and wrap them off. That would be a way to make a little bit of money.
Oh, I think that'd be wonderful. What do you make?
Pickles and yolk are on the table.
Oh, okay.
But that's just some of it. I have a whole line. I've got like 65 different items.
I mean, you're talking about food-related items.
Food-related items, just that.
Oh, this family loves that.
AANNS.com. AANNS.com. In other words, cans, but only with a K.
And you donated 4 today, didn't you?
Yeah, I brought more, but
Well, maybe y'all can be prepared next year. We'll come up with a few auction items, and y'all can, bid on some auction items as we try to raise a little more money. A couple of years ago, or last year, Wanda made this wonderful blanket, and I bought it for $250, gave it to my mother, the McDougall blanket, and she, that helped us. So those are the kind of things that kind of helped us get through all these financial issues, but just the hat is not seeming to be just quite enough. So anyway, I'm gonna let Larry McDougall tell a joke about the family reunions in Prohibition time. How do you say that? Prohibition time. Come on, dude. Come on, Larry. Oh, you're Larry. I was thinking,
Those of you who knew my father, Herman, he wasn't Herman Jr. really, at least he's the way he played, but at any rate, he was a barber, and he always heard what he called jokes, in his job, in his career. And he, at one point, decided he would share them with the reunion. And there were all kind of stupid jokes. He'd forget the punchlines and mumble them around, but it was kind of a tradition that my dad would get up and tell jokes, such as they were. So my daughter Beth decided that I needed to carry on that tradition, and passed on that to the chief there that I should be called on. So I only have one for you, but and it's one I heard only yesterday. This polar bear walks into a bar, and the bartender comes over and says, "Well, what can I get you?" And the polar bear says, "Well, I'll have a gin and tonic." And the bartender said, "Well, I can fix you up with that," but he said, "Why the big paws?" The polar bear looked down and says, "I don't know, I've had them all my life." So that's to my dad, Herman.
Let's give a round of applause for Larry McDougall, comedian of the day. Right now before I go into bragging rights, I'd like to, get into the part where, any of you who have any bragging rights, meaning births, weddings, graduations, promotions, whatever that could be. I'd like for you to come forward and. But right now, let's do a count. We're gonna by family. Who is the most well represented of all these 11 children? And when I ask you to stand up, we'll count, and then can somebody keep them? Can you keep them on the record of counted? Okay, well, let's start with the family that I came from. William McDougall, if you'd please stand, and we'll count you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
That's the whole thing.
Did I believe that we did one, because I made them come. I threatened them. Did you get 18? Did you count, Andy? 19? Okay.
4 more kids. 19 plus 4 is
19 plus 4 is 23.
23.
Okay, I got 23. Okay, next. Let's give it up for John McDougall's family.
2 are here and just left.
Yeah.
2 were here. They just left.
And 3.
3. And I'm going to let you say something in just a minute. Okay. Well, we appreciate everybody that's coming. Okay, next is Thomas Charles.
No Tom, did
No
it?
one. Okay, I know this guy is popular. Alonzo Lonnie McDougall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's a lucky number.
Who cooked the meat? Absolutely
Oh,
not. William.
there's another Alonzo.
What were you thinking? So how many we got? 8. All right. 8 for Alonzo. Now we go to Mary Jane. Anybody here from Mary Jane McDougall's family? Okay, how about Henry? Kent. Hello there. From Henry McDougall. And we have Alexander McDougall Jr. No one. Okay. Hermann McDougall. Look at there. Fine looking group of people, I must say. Okay, somebody count them, please.
7, yeah, and plus there's 2 others that aren't officially members of the family, but are important to us anyway.
Well, then we count everybody that came on your behalf.
Usually them there and now.
Did you get how many?
Blessed or cursed, I don't know which.
Did anybody count them? I didn't. 9. Okay. 9. Okay, now we're at Matilda. Martha. Ladies.
6. Total of 6 kids.
Oh, even you, Ronnie. Okay, I thought you were, okay. I thought you were Alonzo.
He's a monkey hunter.
Okay. 3. Then there's Emma. How about Emma? There we go.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Emma. Excellent. And last but not least, Lily McDougall. Okay.
We'll go stand up for her.
Well, I do believe that the William McDougall family pretty much hands down won. And like I said, I've threatened everyone, so I paid them to come here. So it's really not fair. Okay, well now I want to find out who came the farthest. today. I came from Seguin, and I know that's not the farthest. I think I heard somebody was from Tulsa here. That is our joke teller. Okay, is anybody farther away than Tulsa? How do you like the weather there lately?
That's the end of the earth.
Kind of stormy today. It's a good place to be.
Okay. Anybody come from farther away than Tulsa, Oklahoma? All right, you got the prize. Let's give him a hand for traveling that far. Pickles. Would you like some pickles?
That'd be great.
All right. Why don't you give us some pickles, Mother? Okay. Now I'd like to go to the youngest and the oldest. Who here I've seen an infant here. Natalie, is that? I believe maybe Natalie's going to get the prize. But is there anybody here younger than Natalie?
How old is Natalie?
How old is Natalie? 15 months. I don't think she would like a jar of pickled okra. Do you think?
She's busy drinking now.
Larry. Okay, now we're doing oldest. I know somebody here was 88. I think it was RC. Okay, good looking thing, you. Is anybody older than 88 here?
Right here. He's right here. He's there.
Me?
You got the pickle.
Oh, I got the pickles. I got the oldest.
Who's the oldest?
RC Zesch.
I'm not claiming 88.
Larry traveled the farthest and is the joke teller. Okay.
That's what you call it. That's what they call it.
Somebody come up from the family of Natalie and say who you are and what family you're from, please.
I'm way ahead of you.
We have my mother's brother was Lawrence Longrecht, and then came his son Larry, and then he had these girls, and then they had these girls. Just say just say who you want.
Something for 15 minutes.
No, you know, just say, again, when she was born and who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
I'm Heather. My dad's Larry, way back there at the back table. And this is Natalie Sophia Wittman. I'm married to Brian Wittman. And she was born January 19th of 2011. And she's almost 15 months old.
Thank you. Did you want to say anything, Natalie?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, she's not commenting today. She's busy. Okay, youngest, oldest. Now we're going to go through some bragging rights. I believe I can bring my mother up, but I think I want to combine bragging rights with what? Yes, you did. You told me last night that you think that you've been to more reunions than anyone else that could be present today.
Now, I remember her from a long time ago.
Okay, so, you know, we're not giving prizes away, but I think Josephine Bartels gets the... You don't remember how many reunions you went to, do you?
I've come all my life. It's pretty down, but I did this all my life. I don't remember when I was tiny, but I'm sure I was here too.
Well, your family made a vacation of coming up here, which is what I was going to ask you to talk about. But right now, I was just hoping that anybody that, personally, I'm interested in anybody that knows anything more about why we're here, Alexander McDougall and Joanna Raw McDougall.
Free food.
I thought that, what?
Free food.
Reboot it? What does that mean? Well, I know it's computer language, but I don't understand as it relates.
Free food. That's why we're here.
Free food. I thought you said reboot. Reboot this. Oh, I got that right. Okay. So in the newsletter, I had said that if you had any kind of special story that you thought was significant to tell about anything about your family of the past or what has gone on in the the last year. Let's just get them all done in one thing: bragging rights, thing of the past, whatever you want to talk about. And I'm gonna make Mother come up first because she's a guinea pig. And most everybody hates to talk in front of everybody. I know that, but we're just family now, so no worries. Be happy.
I got kind of caught into this thing, but anyway.
Put it right up to you.
Can you hear me now? I was just telling her, was another honorary, that I was the one that been to more reunions. That was just an assumption, I don't know. But my parents thoroughly enjoyed the reunion, and we didn't take any trips. And when we came up here, it was kind of spent a few days, maybe we spent together. And I had Rebecca McDougall Reunion was still in it. And we would go to my Aunt Ellen, Uncle Albert Bushy's house. And they took care of Uncle Gilbert and Grandpa. Then we'd go to the Emma McDougall's family, and they had a bunch of children. And the Alfred McDougall's family. And more extended family too. But anyway, we always enjoyed the reunion. That was the highlight. And it was on a Sunday, and it was usually in June, as I remember, the last part of June. And anyway, it was in Clarence Park. That's where I first remember going. And it seemed to me like it was just a few miles out of Fredericksburg. And I don't know which Clarence. I was going to ask one of those Clarence, who owned that park? And, was that
The sheriff?
Was it the sheriff? I mean, I don't know. Emma married a Clarence. I don't know whether they owned the park or if it was just had the same name. But it was called Clarence Park. And as we drove in, I frequently remember they always made the barbecue, and they made it there on the grounds. And you could always smell that barbecue going on when we arrived. And okay, there's one Clarence there.
Alfred Clammer, my mother's dad had Clammer's Park.
Had the park. Well, okay, they're off.
Do you want to come up and say that?
Well, she can see it.
Okay.
Well, anyway, there's some here today, and was Aunt Emma right here, and Emma McDougall married Alfred Clammer, right? And then they had, he was sheriff for a long time, and sheriff, and then...
It has 2 syllables.
Yeah, she's told me that. I'll say sheriff as opposed to sheriff.
Johnny and Clyde came to Fredericksburg, he shot at the wheel.
Oh, my goodness. Bonnie and Clyde came to Fredericksburg. He shot.
Upper Libel, 290 Upper Libel, and I don't know where they went.
My gosh, tangled up with Bonnie and Clyde.
And then my uncle Clammer was sheriff.
Oh,
That
who?
was in the 60s.
Yes, that was Alfred's son.
Yes.
Okay. I remember they had, I think they're the one responsible for the barbecue, and they also had a band, and I remember them playing, and they, after we had all this good food and barbecue and eat, then we would kind of go to a Pavilion 2 and have our meeting, and then after that, the Clarence band would play, and
After that, drunk a few beers.
yeah, and there was dancing and just a good time. And I know a couple of things they did play is do the experience rehearsing. Is there something like that? And we'd all sing that. And waltzes.
Plastic be good if it had been.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then there was a little store close to the pavilion, and they sold like ice cream and candy and sodas and beer, and so that was convenient for the children and all the adults to participate in that if they wished. And I remember Aunt Matilda and my Aunt Ella Rush. That time, you know, some of these men are kind of timid and they didn't have anybody to dance with, so the women just danced together. I thought, well, she does that. She thinks that's a good idea because she can't find anybody to dance with. So, but they did that back then, and I can remember them dancing. And I thought, well, they were pretty well up in age. And then also my dad often made lemonade. He'd bring a crock along, and it had a dipper, fit on the crock, and squeeze lemons and sugar, of course, and that block ice. You chip off some of that big hubs, you know, and get your lemonade cold, so that was good. Always had wonderful food. Of course, we have good food today. That continues. But I remember something that we always had was, I call it saltskirpen. I mean, they would cut these cucumbers, and I think they were put in the crock, and they would had a lot of salt or something on it. I don't know, but they were good. And I remember that after all these years. And we had one experience coming up here to the Fredericksburg Reunion with a Model A Ford. And we were driving up here probably on Saturday, and all of a sudden we saw this wheel just pass us up and jump a fence and everything else.
Like Lucy Ricardo.
And anyway, all of a sudden we realized that was our tire on our car. And it was hot, and they first had to retrieve the tire, and then the women folks sat on a tree, and it was so hot, and waited until finally they got that tire back on the car again, and we got our way. That was a funny sight to see a wheel going and realize that's ours. It seems to me like, too, and I got to think about this, that all the clan chiefs have been McDougall men, ending up with Kent. And he was, how long were you our chief?
Oh, 27 years.
How many?
27.
27?
27.
Well, no wonder we haven't had that many. Who was prior to you?
Only 26 to go, buddy.
I remember C.W. McDougall.
I think he had the record. I think he was for a long time.
Long time. They were all McDougall males until Wanda came along, and we kind of broke the spell there. Beg pardon?
C.W. Wittman.
Oh, yes. Oh, she's from John family. I think I'm right on that.
Yes.
And, but I mean, she has done, as I get older, I think of those who probably stood out in the reunion. First of all, I think it was Stellar Hairster. I mean, Matilda's family used to be very active, and she was the only girl with all these boys. But she was a very attractive, intelligent, and motivated person. It's a McDougall blood. But she really was very much a part of making the McDougall family reunion succeed year after year. Now, do you think that's true, Kent?
I think so. I think you're right.
So, she was kind of the underlying force. And then, of course, we had Wanda and Kurt. Kurt is great. You just don't, he's underlying unsung hero all the time. He's always there, and he does so much. He did a lot with the book that we wrote. But Wanda, I mean, to compile all that information, read it and reread it, you find out just more and more how much was involved in that book, and we have her to thank for that.
Josephine, I think we ought to acknowledge also Mildred Zesch, who was our secretary for many, many years. She kind of kept this thing going.
Who was that?
Mildred Zesch, RC.
Yes, Mildred, she was our secretary for years.